Yo, what's up guys, it's Nitro, and today we're back with another freaking video. And yeah, this is Draw My Life, and this is also the very late 1000 subscriber special, and I want to thank you guys so much for helping me reach this outstanding goal of mine. So this was just like a little, I don't know, I just decided to do it. There wasn't too many like suggestions that like really caught my eye, I guess. No offense to all of you guys, but yeah, this is what I decided on. It was my idea. I know I'm such a bad person. I didn't listen to anyone. I was born February 19th, 2002 in a town called La Crosse in Wisconsin. And yeah, this is in the United States. And yeah, pretty quick backstory. My mom was like, I don't know, her water broke on the 18th. I got her there. I was born in the like kind of noonish time in February 19th, and yeah, that's supposed to be me right there. I'm a pretty bad at drawing, so also cut me some slack there. But yeah, so this is something a little bit interesting about me. When I was born, or before I was born, my mother was pregnant, and they lost the baby. So it was like they didn't get enough blood or something like that. But yeah, so then I was lucky enough to not have that, so I was born, and my mother and father were very happy about that. So my father was, he's a scientist, a mad scientist, as you can see I'm drawing. Sorry about the camera not focusing quite right there, but yeah, he's a scientist, a physicist. He likes scientific and mathematics stuff, and he's still doing that today. A little bit about my dad. He is a very cool guy. He's awesome. He taught me the ropes. He's just a great guy. He taught me fractions when I was like 5, like how to multiply them and stuff. So I was like kind of ahead of the game in fractions, but I'm not gonna sit here and brag about fractions. But yeah, I was kind of ahead of the game in fractions for mathematics because of him. And as for my mother, she attended the same college as my dad. That's where they met, and she ended up working at a bank, and she's like a stockbroker. And yeah, this earned them a decent enough living to raise me as a child, and I was pretty fortunate for that. Yeah, so I do thank my parents for, raising me up to, well, I'm still only 15 years old, but I don't know, I think they've been doing a pretty good job, so thank you, parents. So when I was about 2 years old, or something like that, I know I'm bad at drawing cars there, but we got on the road from Wisconsin, La Crosse, which is where we were, and we moved to where I live now, which is Minnesota. I'm not going to give away the town, because I don't know, I just don't feel like giving out the town because yeah, I don't know. You get it. I'm not gonna like share everything, but yeah, we moved from Wisconsin to Minnesota, which was our new home. I was about 2 years old, and I don't remember anything about it except something else that happened later. So what I usually did was when I talked, when I started to talk, I started to talk when I was like 2. But some people might get it earlier than that, but because what I did for some reason is I talked like when I just definitely could. So I met a new friend living down the street who's still my friend today. His name is Evan Richardson. You may know him as Crabot 2000 or whatever the heck. He used to play with me and stuff. But yeah, him and his family invited us into the neighborhood very nicely with cookies. And yeah, he was my first friend that I ever made. So here comes a kind of a disappointing part of my life here. When I was around 4 years old, my parents, they just, I don't know, they didn't get along, and apparently they decided to divorce, and I didn't really understand it at the time, so it was probably best that it happened when I was younger, so I didn't like understand that it was bad. But now I do realize that that was kind of a sad thing that happened, but yeah, it did happen. But hey, 2 Christmases, right? So my father, I'm pretty sure he immediately met somebody named Alicia, who was a female, his new female, whatever, and I did not very much approve of her. She seemed very verbally abusive to me. She was not very nice. I didn't know what to think, I guess, but so that's why I was kind of sad whenever I went to his house. It's not because I had anything against my dad, it's because I had stuff against her. I didn't really understand why she treated me kind of like an animal, like snapping her fingers at me to go to my room, like Come on, man, I'm not an animal, right? So yeah, I was always very upset to go to my dad's house, unfortunately, but yeah, she was not a very nice person. I don't know why my dad decided to be with her for so long, but she was eventually out of the picture after a few years. So also, what my dad had been doing a lot is moving during all this time. Yeah, so I was a little bit upset, you know, because we'd be in one house for like a year or two, and then we'd move to the next one, going house to house, and since I was younger, I didn't really understand why this was, you know, but I still don't really understand why we had to move so many times, so, yeah, I don't know, I was just confused about this, and it made me a little bit mad and upset. So my mother, on the other hand, when I was in like 1st grade, so like 6 or 7 years old, she met this guy named Joe. And on the opposite hand, I very much approved of him. I thought he was the funniest guy in the world, and yeah, he was like, I just really approved of him. He was a really nice person. He was not verbally abusive to me, and yeah, I just thought he was a very cool guy, and yeah. And they're still together to this day, and yeah, just shout out to Joe. He is a great stepfather, even though they're not married, but yeah. I still call him my stepdad even though they're not married, but yeah. Because he basically is. I've known him it's been like maybe 8 years since they've been together, I'm pretty sure. So as for my schooling, I attended just a public elementary school. It was a very diverse area, and I guess I sort of, got to have an experience with a bunch of diverse groups, and I met some friends. My grades, I don't know, they're pretty good, I guess, but it all kind of, my grades just started to get better, I guess, and I started to care more as I got older because I understood what it actually meant to get educated, so yeah. So a couple years ago, my father met another new girl, and he'd been, kind of looking around, sniffing the flowers, and I think he found a pretty good one. Her name is Rachel, and they married in 2015, and it was the best decision I think my father could have made, especially for my sake. She was a very nice person. She obviously cares about me a lot, still does, and yeah, she had a really great family also that as an addition to ours, so I just thought that was a great thing that happened in my life. And this also introduced to me 3 step siblings. So yeah, I didn't have anything. I always, like, since I'm an only child, yes, I didn't know what it felt like, to have siblings, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. There's 1 brother and 2 sisters that she brought into my life, so they're also awesome people. So yeah, that's awesome. So during all this, basically I watched a bunch of YouTube, and I was like, dang, that would be so cool if I could actually do that. And yeah, this is a bad YouTube drawing, but the most that inspired me was Sunday. Sunday is like a Minecraft YouTuber. He inspired me to start off, and yeah, I started off smaller, and now we're at over 1,000 subs. I think we're actually at like almost 1,500 by the time I'm recording this. And yeah, I just can't believe that we actually hit that. I never expected that. I just thought this was just like a thing I would do, and maybe I have like 5 people watching, maybe my friends. But then like the thought of just having 1,000 people, that just confuses the crap out of me. It's like, I can't even fit 1,000 people in, like, there's like, I don't know, it's just that number. Think about 1,000 people. But there's even more than that now, and that's just insane to me to think about. And I cannot thank you all enough for that. I don't know, I can't find any more words to describe my gratitude for all y'all. And yeah, thank you especially to all the people who stuck with me since, like, when I was Golden Gamer MC. That was my first name. But yeah, so anyway, that's all I pretty much have for you for Draw My Life. I do hope that you enjoyed. And yeah, if you did, then don't forget to smack that like button down below, and also subscribe if you are new. Yeah, so that's my life, 15 years, and it's going good. So yeah, a majority of the reason why it's going good is because of all you guys, like, cheering me on, liking, subscribing, all that stuff, commenting nice things. it's great. It's a great thing to do. I recommend that all you try to get here. I just ended up getting lucky to have gotten over 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, one final big thank you so much. And yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Until then,
peace out.